Hello, Cancer. I'm coming to you with your messages, your love reading. I'm going to be focusing on love and career, but really, whatever spirit wants to bring through to you, whatever spirit would like me to channel and to relay to you, um, my energy is open. I'd like to ask you to keep an open mind. This is a general reading, so take what fits and leave the rest. Allow yourself to take a few deep breaths, tap into your energy, center yourself, and so that your intuition is switched on and so that you can be connected to whatever it is you need to hear. We all can do with a little bit of extra help and guidance in these times where many of us are feeling quite uncertain. So I've already blessed, shuffled. I'm also a no tools medium, so a lot of my message is channeled. Everything that I say holds message and will be a form of message for you. I'm not just speaking because it's things I want to say. So a lot of what I'm saying is going to be channeled. So please pay attention to everything that I say. And pay attention to how you respond intuitively to what I say and how it feels and where it lands for you so that you can receive all the guidance and get the most out of this reading because the aim is for it to benefit your highest good. Okay, so Cancer, I'm going to begin. Let's take a look at what's happening for you at the moment. For the month of April, Spirit is saying to me that you have one of the things that you've been saying to yourself and thinking on a daily basis over the last little while is this is going to be a different month. I'm walking away from things that do not serve. I am not going to allow myself to be stuck in the same situations that I have seen myself in over the last while. Because it's been uncomfortable. I'm not going to keep putting myself into uncomfortable situations to make other people happy because I don't see that it's benefiting me. I don't like the role I play in people's lives. I don't like the role that I'm left with. I don't like how people respond to me. I feel like I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. I'm giving too much. I'm taking on too much. And is it really mine to take on? I'm doing it. I've committed to certain things and I'm okay with seeing that through, but that's it. I'm not doing that anymore moving forward. I don't want to do that anymore moving forward. But are you able to snap out of the conditionings, the behavioral patterns, the belief systems that keep getting you into these situations? Do you know where to start doing the work? Because I think we'd like to believe that, and there are many things that it's as simple as a decision and we can snap out of it. But this behavior, Spirit says to me, is a long time coming, and it's been a part of your, it's ingrained, it's been a part of your energy, it's been a part of your character for such a long time. And perhaps you need to take into consideration that it's not so simple, and if it's not, that you should put certain supportive measures in place to help you work through why you found yourself in these situations in the past and why you find yourself in these situations moving forward. Part of you coming to this decision, though, is that someone's come into your life With a new emotional perspective, someone has shown you the kind of emotional well being, emotional investment, an offer of new energy altogether that's made you realize that maybe you've been doing it all wrong and maybe you've been making life difficult for yourself all this time. This emotional offer that has come into your life has really changed. It's had an impact. It's had an impact on the way your life's been structured. You see, even though over the past while you've been having these thoughts about something's got to change, I need to change, I can't keep allowing myself to be accountable for other people's lives and taking on responsibility that shouldn't be mine, carrying the weight of other people's stuff, expectations, um, people's well being. Look, ultimately, each and every person is responsible for their own well being. You are not responsible for other people's happiness. You are only responsible for your own. You are responsible for your own well being and your own happiness. And everybody else is responsible for theirs. It doesn't mean that we're selfish. It doesn't mean that we don't take into consideration the promises we've made to people or how we've shown up in relationships. We are accountable for that. But if we take on the burden of carrying the weight of someone else's happiness and how they experience who we are and what we do and how they experience how we show up despite and regardless of our intentions, then we set ourselves up for disappointment and we set them up for disappointment because they should know their happiness and how they experience things is ultimately in their control. Suddenly, certain constructs, suddenly, certain behavioral patterns, they started to collapse, they started to come apart and be scrutinized. And this person that's come into your life has created huge change. This new emotional well being has made you suddenly come into focus regarding how you've been living your life. This is a dynamic energy that has come to life. Suddenly wanting to take up your existence and make everything happen that you've always wanted to, and move out of the mundane. Oh, this is just what it is. And even though so much good was suddenly very apparent in your life, you couldn't believe that this new offer, this new emotional offer, could be trusted because you come from a burdensome situation, and I'm feeling that this is very much your energy. You're wondering if this is not you just moving into the same thing in a different form. You're not sure, even though this new offer, this new emotional offer made towards you of love and kindness and emotional well being is from the heavens, you're not sure that you want to take it because you don't know what it comes with. Hmm. Okay. And then you got lost in your head. And there was turmoil, yeah. Inner turmoil, which then manifested externally. Inner turmoil, which manifested outside of yourself, in your world, in your reality, and you were left with a feeling of being unfulfilled, no matter where you look. I just want to clarify what is going on here. I'm seeing a story. I'm seeing some. I'm seeing you being social with this person, being social all around, and having lots of good times and lots of laughs, whilst in your quiet space, you were still not feeling fulfilled. You were having this inner turmoil, but externally, you were laughing and having fun. And I suppose not feeling that you could. You when you were on your own by yourself, you were struggling with a lot of things, making sense of a lot of things. But when you were around people, you were showing a different face. Your mental turmoil was because you were trying to figure out, if, with with everything that you had before you, you were trying to figure out what of it you wanted to take and what of it you wanted to leave. You couldn't just take things for what they were. Obsessive thoughts. Um, yeah, you see, it shows up. That's why Spirit said to me in the beginning that you need to know and understand that the reason why you've chosen bondage for such a long time is because in that situation there is a codependence that you have. Perhaps you feel a sense of worth from all of that. Perhaps it gives you a sense of purpose. An artificial or a short-term sense of fulfillment because you base your self-worth around how needed you possibly are. It's not real. There's a codependence and there's an addiction that you have to that. So what will happen is, if you find yourself in a situation that brings you too much comfort and ease because it's too easy, then your self-worth starts knocking and saying, is this real? Nah, you know, it's too easy. It's too easy. It shouldn't be this easy. There's no. It's like people who are addicted to working out. to bodybuilding. They're never big enough. People who are addicted to exercise, they need to exercise in order to feel good, where you should be exercising because you feel good about yourself, because you love yourself. People exercise because they don't love themselves and they have a temporary feeling of being okay with themselves when they're doing that. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, carrying the weight of other people's happiness, expectation, feeling like you are the source of other people's happiness because they've placed all of that power in your hands, comes with a sense of codependency, of you feeling that if somebody needs you, that means they love you. This is why in this new in this situation with this person, even though they offered you something really beautiful, your satisfaction was very short-lived because it doesn't come with the sense of being burdened. The interesting thing is you started to believe that maybe this is not real and that maybe you're just being you're seeing something that's not there because you're obsessing about what you'd like to have in terms of love, and that you're being tricked, that this is not real, that you are projecting your emotional needs onto the situation, and that maybe the situation would not really be able to fulfill you in the way that you need to. And you started seeing the old situation, the old ways of doing things where it was harder, a lot more difficult, is possibly the right thing. So you fell back into the pattern of earning your worth in those areas that are hard work, where you are constantly carrying the weight of other people's expectations and not in your emotions as much. Started pushing your emotions aside because you think there's some kind of virtue in that you are showing strength by showing your ability not to be um, moved in your existence by love because you don't know if it's real. And then your person saw that your energy was not really um, there was no reciprocation, even though there initially was. You pulled back on that, and your person respected it and stepped back as well. Even though this hurt the both of you. Your person decided that they don't believe there was anything wrong with what they offered you. In fact, they saw it to be perfect, it to be great, and they didn't understand why your energy was showing up as conflicting. They took the step back because this is a person that values themselves and values you, and took a time out. But But what the both of you are not aware of is that this is really, really broken both your hearts. Somebody started to make a movement forward, though. Somebody started making movement forward. Even though you both took a time out, you started making movement forward because you both know that this has been this profound experience and connection in love has come to serve you in some way. I want to see whose energy shifted here. Yeah. For some of you, it is you that was stuck in old self-sabotaging patterns where you were carrying the weight of other people's expectations and responsibilities. So it could be family, it could be friends, it could be other relationships where you felt like, oh, they rely on you so much, and if you are not there to support them, they're going to fall apart, and you've got to take their feelings into consideration and their needs into consideration. For many of you, it's that's you. And then I'm also picking up that there's a large majority that it's your person. Whoever it fits for, that energy shifted. And if it was you that were in the self-sabotaging and people-pleasing energy, then you've taken the knocks, but you're walking away from this, and you emerging as a hero in your life, and you ready to move forward towards what your heart desires. And for those of you, if this is your person, then that is what they're doing. They've taken the knocks, they've taken the hits, they've learned the lessons, they've patched up, stitched up, bandaged what they need to, and they're ready to move forward towards what they know their heart's desire. Your person is saying the reason why they were in the self-sabotaging energy, and as I said before, if you are that person, then this is you. Take it as it resonates. It was a means of escapism. Escaping from the reality, the fear that I am not good enough, or the fear that I don't deserve more. This person wants to marry you. This person is thinking of marriage. And at the same time, feeling so much pressure, feeling that because of the magnitude of this, of what's coming to your lives, the magnitude of this emotional offering, there is a lot of pressure. If I couldn't manage what I was juggling before, and it didn't even mean that much to me, how am I going to manage this? But what you or your person does not realize is that when it's right, it's right. It's easy. I'm ready to commit to you. Yeah, someone's ready for a commitment here. And your person saying the depth of what I feel made me fear the risk. I was taking a big risk in making the decision to pursue everything that I ever wanted. Because me being in situations where it wasn't completely what I wanted was already tough. and left me really bruised and battered and beaten. And I believe that you were trying to manipulate me, because that's what I've known. I've welcomed manipulation into my life so many times. Or you've welcomed manipulation into your life so many times that you thought this person was trying to manipulate you, and that's why you excluded yourself from this dynamic. For many of you, there's another person, a third party, and the hold that this person's had on you, whether it's the effects of the relationship that you've had with this person, or your idea of what it was, or even, like I said, the codependency that I picked up earlier on. This person was really, really struggling to shake it. Or you take it as I said before, this is not, I'm picking, there's two, it's the same story, but for you guys, it's vice versa in some cases. But yeah, someone's ready to release those things now. I release all things from the past year that has caused me negative attachments. Yeah, somebody's let go here. Somebody's, as I said at the beginning of the reading, I picked up that you've decided, moving into this, I'm not doing this. Something's got to change. Something's got to change, and that's the first step. Even though perhaps not knowing how it's supposed to change, but making the decision and knowing that it's got to change, that is the first step in the right direction. And that is what you're saying, and that's what your energy is saying quite clearly. And it's possible that you guys are mirroring one another as well, and that their energy is saying the very same thing, because as I said in this reading, Spirit is saying to me, one group of you are the person that's decided that this nonsense, this cycle needs to end, that you're going to stop being the martyr in situations and trying to obtain your self-worth from sacrificing, self-sacrificing. And in other cases, it's your person. Either way, beloved, whatever, you know how it fits for you. I hope that this message has provided you with clarity and insight. And Spirit is wanting me to say to you again, this situation has broken your heart. Um, and you might be wondering if it's had any effect on your person. It has. It's done the same for them. It's done the same for them. And you can obviously decide, you know what it is that you want. If this person means enough to you for you to give them the time to work through these patterns, their intention is definitely to do it. And if you are the one that's moving, that's decided to get rid of these patterns, if you are the person in that scenario, and you have made the decision to move towards your person, then I really sincerely hope that they're patient and they give you the opportunity to do that, because I know that sincerely is your intention. Okay, guys, that was your message for April. um I hope that you were able to gain insight into your situations. This was clearly about love for you, and whatever decision you make, may Spirit guide you towards your greatest good always. I wish you love and light. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.